Hey guys, JackieM, how you doing? Great to have you with us again. Cook Along Wednesday, and I've decided to call it a taste of Malaysia in South Africa because really, why not play up the fact that these two guys are in South Africa attempting to cook Malaysian food with some level of conviction.
Competency.
Wow. You struggle with ingredients, but yeah, I've got Liam Ghani again as usual from the MuddledPantry.com, and Paul Gray, who is my partner in crime in Masters, in everything really, in Masters Malaysian cuisine, and in my Malaysian street food kitchen. What was that?
Street Food Academy.
Yeah, and the Street Food Academy. And we are making Nasi Lemak today, and Paul has no idea what it actually tastes like, so this is going to be interesting. Yep. And not just that, we've kind of spread the load a little bit. So they're making three things within the context of Nasi Lemak. There's the coconut rice, and I gave Paul my very basic recipe from my website for making coconut rice. And also they're going to be using Liam's recipe for sambal goreng, which is the sambal that usually goes with dried anchovies. But obviously, being South Africa and being deprived, they don't have dried anchovies, and it's just sambal, all right?
Feed the starving Africans.
Yeah, we make it up in other ways.
Yeah, I would hope so. So the sambal goreng recipes from the MuddledPantry.com. And also, we are going to be making, or they are going to be making, Chicken Rendang from the notorious Zaleha Olpin of MasterChef UK controversy, the non-crispy chicken rendang. So again, Paul's never tried it, so it'll be interesting to see how they go.
I'm pretty sure mine's going to come out crispy.
Anyway, Zaleha's watching, patiently waiting. All the best, guys.
Promise we'll try to do it justice, Zaleha.
Guys, no pressure, guys.
No pressure at all.
Yeah, do a hashtag live. Let us know where you're watching from. Hashtag replay if you're watching a replay, and let us know where you're watching from. Okay, and yeah, Liam, take it away.
Nice. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Yes, like Jackie said, we're making that classic Nasi Lemak. Paul's choice. We were very impressed he chose it. Yeah, very impressed. This is next level cooking. It could all go terribly wrong. We may be here a while. So we all know Nasi Lemak. It's the Malaysian classic. Best breakfast in the world. Let's be honest about it. And you grow up with Nasi Lemak in your life. Or wheat bix and toast is never going to cut it once you've had Nasi Lemak for breakfast. So, but we're going for the full-on effect, not your normal biasa version, just in a little bungkus. This is a bit more intense, but it's amazing. The combinations are just so good. But yeah, very excited for this. And lunch is going to be awesome.
Cool. And Paul was just actually deboning an entire, well, he was actually cutting up a whole chicken, which is so unusual for an Australian like me to see a white guy actually handle a whole chicken and confidently cut it and stuff like that. I'm very, very impressed, Paul. So kudos.
As am I.
Thank you. I didn't set a record yet, but I can do it in under 2 minutes if you push me.
And Zaleha Olpin, of course, like I said, it's from MasterChef UK, and she says she's patiently waiting. All the best. And someone here is asking whether you're making Nasi Lemak Malacca. I didn't know there was such a thing as a Malacca version of Nasi Lemak, so that'd be interesting. All right, so guys, take it away, and you can get started and let us know what you're doing.
Okay, so
Liam has a plan of action for the both.
Yes, I do. We had to work this out. Okay, so the sequence is, we're going to do the rice first because that takes the longest amount of time. I've got my fusty rice cooker. Paul, I'm assuming you're doing yours in a pot, so God help you.
Don't worry, I've been praying. Don't you worry. I've been praying.
Asians and cooking rice in a pot is just like really too old school for most of us. So what I've got here, let me just flip it over. Got my fusty rice cooker. I've got about I've gone for 4 cups of rice. I use a mixer, so I'm using 3 cups of jasmine and 1 cup of basmati. I find, especially with Nasi Lemak, because of the coconut milk, it does tend to it can be quite stodgy sometimes. So I think the basmati just fluffed it up a little bit. So I've rinsed my rice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something my grandmother taught me actually. That she always had a little combination of rice, and it just stops the rice getting too sort of pudgy, you know. So I've
Nice.
washed my rice and I've actually drained it in a sieve, so it's nice and clean. Again, you want to try to get as much water out of it as possible. I mean, as much starch out of it as possible, because otherwise it really is a bit of play. So
Cool.
got my rice. Got a
How are you doing,
coconut
Paul?
milk. Oh yeah, what are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm keeping on. I've also got a mixture of rice, but that's literally just because I ran out of rice and didn't realize it last night. The shop was already closed.
No, you're not supposed to reveal that. You're
Mark
supposed to make out that was a genius strategy by yourself,
That's
right?
like I did. Didn't have enough jasmine rice, so I made up some story about mixing up rices.
Are you sure you don't want to go into? Sure, you don't want an occupation in marketing, maybe.
So I'm going to tin of coconut milk, which I'm going to add to it.
Cool. Madasa Fish says greetings from Scarborough, UK. Cool.
Welcome, Scarborough.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Facebook user says hi, chefs Jackie, Liam, and Paul watching from Singapore. Yay, Singapore!
Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So I'm gonna top up with some water. So I'm gonna just pour some water back into the can to get all the coconut goodness out of it.
Sure. Haslina is very hung up on the fact that you guys don't have ikan bilis. Please make sure there is ikan bilis, please. So Liam,
Don't worry, we'll get to Malaysia as quickly as we can.
I wish. Oh, I know. You can get it occasionally. In fact, when I was last in Chinatown, they had a bag of frozen ikan bilis, but it was so expensive, and my partner was with me, so I couldn't really take it. It's like it's dried fish. Oh, sorry, my dog is just going mad a second. It's going to let her out one sec.
that's fine. Very impressive deboning that chook, Paul. There you go.
Thank you,
Rose
everybody.
says, hi everyone. Hi Liam. Hi Paul. Bring it on. It's me, Rose Richard boys. Cool.
Okay, so things that are going in it. So I've kind of added to it. So I've got a little bit of pandan. Now I've bought my pandan in the UK ages ago and brought it back, and it's been sitting in my freezer. So it's still got the fragrance.
You brought it back from where? From Malaysia?
No, from the UK actually. Weirdly enough.
All right. Okay.
Yes, I bought them back and froze it. I'm down to my last few knots, so this is cool. So I've got that. I'm going to throw in. I've also got, so to bump up the flavor a bit as well, I've got some outer husks of some lemongrass.
Sure. Oh, just the outer husk. Okay. Right.
Yeah, just again, it's a byproduct, and to me, again, if you've got it, I mean, you may as well use it for something.
Sure.
I've got a little bit of galangal, dried galangal as well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And then some salt and a little bit of sugar.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. See, that is unusual. I never heard of sugar in coconut rice before.
Just a little bit. It's literally just a pinch. And the other thing too. So I may or may not use it. So obviously pandan is difficult to get outside Malaysia. So I've got a little bit of Pandan Essence, which I bought when I was in Malaysia. It's obviously, I think it's more really for baking. But if you just add a little bit to it, it just gives you that aroma. So I'm just going to add like a little drop of it. Okay.
Is it clear or is it green?
No, it's clear. No.
Okay, clear.
Admittedly, it's basically, it is synthetic. But
is it? All right.
The flavor, if you want it, you've got to, make the best of what you've got. So
sure.
That's right. We get that in.
Annie Thompson from the UK, from England. Yay, Annie. Annie is asking you not to be mean to Paul, Liam. Apparently you said something disparaging about Paul.
I don't know what you said, but damn you, Liam.
He's got thick skin. He told us earlier on he's got thick skin, so it's fine.
That's right. That's right.
That was the thick and not me. I'm from Joburg. We don't have thick skins at all.
Okay, so my rice is all ready to go. Should take about 20 minutes or so for mine.
Cool. Okay.
So Paul, how are you doing?
Almost there. Let me just add some salt in our rice.
I'm assuming you couldn't source any pandan. So what are you adding to your rice, or just coconut?
I don't know. Like I literally, I've got the coconut, and then I've got like the dry galangal, so I was just gonna fish it out afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. No, you can do that. And have you got any lemongrass? You can always add those skins in as well.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, throw it in. What the heck?
I was gonna say Checkers' lemongrass is like dirt cheap these days, so I've like stocked up on like 12 stalks.
Oh, nice.
You never have too much. I know. I go through lemongrass like anything. I think there's a plant in my rental garden. I haven't tried digging it up yet. It looks a bit young, but certainly I'm going to try growing my own, because otherwise I'm going to bankrupt myself with lemongrass.
So Facebook user asked, why did my name change to Facebook user? That's because at the top of this post, it will say, please allow StreamYard to have permission to show your name, something to that effect. And it's got a link for you to click on. Once you click on it and gives permission, and you give permission to StreamYard to display your name, then it will show up your name, okay? Because it's just a Facebook permission thing. Otherwise, it just thinks you're just some anonymous person. Zaleha. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's a very,
Have a smell.
Yeah, oh, it smells beautiful, Paul. I can smell it right
wonderful.
here.
Wonderful.
Even Zaleha says they can't get decent ikan bilis in Bristol. I know. I lived in England for 2 years. It's very tragic. I don't know how anyone puts up with it.
Amazingly, though, there are some really good Chinese supermarkets in Bristol. My sister and my family live about an hour and a half away from there, so they actually go to Bristol to stock up. And I mean, look. In fact, that's actually where I got my pandan leaves, was actually from Bristol, from that little store run. So, I mean, again, I think it's one of those things that if it's there, it's there, and if it's stopped, you'll get it. But fenugreek would be good too. Oh yes, that would be good.
Right?
Fenugreek.
Yeah.
Do you have fenugreek, Paul? We
don't really use much fenugreek in Malaysian cooking. Like the leaves, the menti, which you use in Indian food. That's also an amazing aroma. Unfortunately, it does leak from the pores afterwards, but.
Yeah, I've seen like some pretty involved recipes for coconut rice, but I've always just stuck with just salt and pandan leaves and coconut. That's it,
Which is really, I mean, I'm only adding stuff just because I'm pretty sure my pandan's kind of way past its best, so I'm bumping it up with something else. And
master flavor. Kind of defeats the point of pandan.
Okay, so the rice is going. Do you want to start on the sambal?
Yes, let's do the rendang first. Let's get the rendang going. Because once the rendang's cooking, we can then do the sambal. So let's get that going. So what have we got? Let's just see. So these are all my bits and bobs. We've got dried chilies, which I've been soaking. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any shallots of red onion, so I'm using the regular onion. We've got some ginger.
Yeah, I was same.
It's okay. It doesn't really make any difference. Yeah. We've got some lemongrass, borcaras again, and some garlic. So we're basically going to chop all that up.
No, I can't remember what I was going to cover for. Dried chilies. That was it.
What's the sauce in that bowl next to the dried chilies, Liam?
That's basically tamarind water.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sure. Cool.
I actually managed to get some actual proper tamarind because I usually use the paste, but I've got the proper stuff, so I thought I may as well use it.
If you guys are just joining us for the first time and wondering why you can only see Paul's torso, that's because he's really, really tall. Yeah, so it's.
I need to work on my camera stuff. Damn it.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything.
Messes it up.
So I'm just going to roughly chop my onion. Nothing too fancy. Okay.
Yes, Roshini is saying it's universal that Malaysian ingredients are hard to find. Don't you reckon, eh? Speaking of which, you guys, if you follow us on Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for our future announcements, because this is something that we're working towards, okay? So we've got some exciting stuff to be released in the lead up to Christmas, okay? Hey, Adeline, yeah, chefs Jackie, Liam, and Paul watching from Singapore. Cool.
Cool. Well, what goes in the curry paste? I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so
Then you have
want
the
to chop up
recipe?
the onion?
Somewhere. Yeah.
Bristol Oriental Supermarket belongs to Malaysian. That's the first Malaysian I will know of who actually owns a grocery store. For years, I've been telling people online, guys, if you're trying to look for a grocery store run by a Malaysian, forget it. You're not going to find it. Go look for grocery stores run by the Vietnamese or the Indonesians or the Thai. But Malaysians tend to be be professionals when they live overseas, right? They're not generally known to be running grocery stores or yeah.
So I'm using half an onion only because it was quite a big onion and I don't want it to be too. So I mean, again, you're looking at about sort of half a cup's worth of onion.
I've got a little onion here.
I like lots of onion.
Mm.
Lots of onion, lots of garlic. I'm the onion and garlic person. Annie Thompson says, I can see Paul has a new and proper ladle for his wok at long last.
Yeah, you haven't tuned in for a while.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
I'm going to add my dried chilies to that.
These guys are going to put out their own range of like kitchen utensils.
I'm down for that. As long as my face is on like the back of a ladle, I'll be happy.
Yeah, right.
And just if you guys are wondering, I have a well-oiled kitchen floor this morning. And you can't have an oiled enough kitchen floor. This morning after breakfast, I was busy taking like oil out of the wok. And it went all over the kitchen. All over the kitchen. And on my clothes and everywhere. And so now I spent like the whole morning. That's why I'm actually late. Spent the whole morning trying to like get the oil out of everything.
Oh, nightmare. Of course, Paul, I don't even know, but in Malaysia, a lot of people actually have two kitchens. They have their show kitchen and then they have their actual cooking kitchen. Exactly for that reason. That the smells and spillages.
Yeah, it's great. I love Malaysian kitchens. The fact that they've got like sunken floors and you can just hose down your whole kitchen area when you're done cooking,
That sounds like such a good time.
Facebook user, hi Chef Jackie, Liam, and Paul from Auckland, New Zealand. Yay, how you doing?
Just gonna chop up my ginger. So again, this is a very simple paste. There's nothing too wild about it.
Sure.
Okay.
Can you?
Again, you can moderate your chili as much as you like.
Again, Liam, sorry. Can you tell us what's in the chicken rendang again?
Sorry, say that again.
Can you tell us what's in the chicken rendang again? What will be going into?
So basically, so the paste, we've got onion or shallots. We're using onion. We've got I've got about 8 dried chilies that I've soaked till they're soft. We've got a large-ish piece of ginger. Again, if you've got galangal, that would be a closer approximation. But unfortunately, we can only really get dried galangal here. So I'm going to actually add that later on. We've got about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic and 2 sticks of lemongrass, which we've chopped up, and 3 pieces of buakaras or candle nuts. But again, you can use you can use skinned almonds, you can use macadamia nuts, or you can just leave that out. Again, all that really does is
it adds. Yeah, it definitely adds to it though. Like you can tell the difference.
It does, definitely. Yeah. So I'm just going to blend this for a second. Hang on. I'm actually using a stick blender for this. I actually have discovered this stick blender with a smaller quantity actually gives you a smoother paste because, again, it's not pushing it out in the food processor and mixing stuff. So I think it's actually a bit better.
Find yourself a sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm also going to add a little splash of oil to it as well, just to help things along.
And Rose is asking, how much coconut milk did you add into the nasi lemak, guys?
Sorry, what was that? Just blending.
How much coconut milk did you use for your coconut rice?
I've used 1 tin, so that's about 400 milliliters. And then I've just added water to the tin and topped up to the cooking mark. But 1 tin should suffice. I don't think you really need more than that.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
Ginger.
I'm also going to add a little bit of coconut milk to the mix as well, just to also help it along.
Coconut milk.
Yes. Cool. The recipe asks for coconut cream, which I find quite difficult to source in my local area, so I'm just sticking with coconut milk.
Right. Gotcha. Sure.
Yeah, I'm in the total metropolis of Krugersdorp here.
Lynn Timmons wants to know what oil you used for your spice paste, Liam. It's all right. He's busy blending, so we'll ask him in a bit.
I can't hear a word you're saying. Sorry.
What's that? Oh, looks like Paul's frozen up. Oh, hang on a sec. Let's just remove him. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, that's cool.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
What happened, Paul?
Battery on the router, so I just had to plug it in.
Okay. Yeah, Lynn was asking what type of oil you used, Liam, for the spice paste when you were blending it.
Okay, I just use a neutral oil, so again, a vegetable or sunflower oil. Again, just as long as it's not something with a lot of flavor.
Sure.
Okay, so that's
Damn it, I like peanut.
Peanut is good, but peanut also it burns. It's one of the hottest oils, so it can burn too much. Especially if you're using it on a paste like this, it can overheat it.
So guys asking whether you deliver to Tasmania.
I think Jackie's a little closer to Tasmania, but
what?
I said I think you're a little closer to Tasmania.
A little bit, yeah. I don't even deliver down the road.
Yeah, we can get you.
What were you cutting before? Rose wanted to know, Paul.
I think I was just cutting the lemongrass.
Okay.
Or was it the ginger? It was one of the two.
Lemongrass and ginger, not the galangal. Galangal, they've only got dried galangal, Rose, so they're actually using them.
Don't put the dried galangal in your paste.
Yay, Pearly Keys in the house. Welcome back, Paul Gray. Hi, Liam Ghani and JackieM Tang. Yay.
Hey, let me not forget a little bit of coconut cream for the curry paste.
Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric to this as well. I don't like to add turmeric to my spice paste while I'm mixing it, solely because it destroys. It makes everything yellow. So I always leave it till after, and then just add it myself.
What should I do with the turmeric? Should I grate it or just chop it up?
Oh, you got fresh. You can just chop it up and put it inside the paste when you blend it.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay, it's live.
Check it that.
Let me share it. That's odd. What is it, Paul? Sorry, I missed that.
Have you got coconut cream?
The coconut cream.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good. That's a sign of quality.
Yeah. As irritating as it can be, it's a sign of quality.
I was going to say, for less than $1, it's quality.
Yeah. Coconut milk has become relatively expensive here. It seems to be going up and up in price. I've actually found a place that has a special on, so I've literally bought the entire shop's worth of coconut milk.
Now, I was going to ask you, Liam, because someone was saying earlier in my share about the event that they know someone over in, well, who used to live in South Africa, who seem to think that you can pretty much get anything you want because apparently the ingredients are very similar. The climate is very similar to Malaysia. So,
look, the thing about South Africa is that it's a very diverse country in terms of environment. So, what you can find in Durban is not necessarily what you can find anywhere else. And these things don't necessarily travel because the market isn't there. So, for instance, I mean, a lot more, obviously Durban is very tropical, so you get a lot more tropical fruits and things.
Nice.
And because the population it tends to be Indian, the ethnic population tends to be very Indian. So there's a lot more of a market. Whereas like in the Western Cape, we have stuff that you won't necessarily find in Durban. So it's quite a parochial kind of setup in terms of ingredients availability.
You're saying everyone should move to Durban then, basically, if you want to cook Malaysian food.
Yeah.
I don't like durian that much, so it's fine.
All my family is from Durban. It's actually, try to find durian when I'm around.
A country like this, I mean, you've got the Western Cape, which is very what's the word for it? Mediterranean. Then you just up from us, you've got desert. Then you've got Durban, which is hot and muggy. Then you've got where Paul lives, which is like 2,000 meters above sea level. So they've got a whole different setup as well. So geologically and geographically, it's very diverse.
Okay, maybe that makes sense.
But durian hasn't caught on here, so I'm not expecting to find that in our local supermarket anytime soon.
Okay, fair enough. Zaleha is saying, I think just like UK, you get most ingredients in London. Oh, nice. That'll do it, Paul.
Oh, good. Go for it.
Okay, what's next?
So add your oil to your wok. Again, about a quarter of a cup, so quite a bit of oil. And then basically put your paste in whilst the oil's still quite cool. You don't want the paste to hit a hot oil. That's a recipe for burning.
That's the trick that I found with basically all Malaysian, particularly Malay dishes, is put it in the oil, bring it to the boil, cook it in. I assume it's the same with sort of Indian dishes, Pakistani dishes as well.
What's it? Tongue curry paste. Zaleha says she got her mother-in-law's curry paste from Durban. It was a killer. She nearly died.
It's hot as
yeah, Durban curries can be hot. They do like it really spicy.
If you guys ever go to Durban, there's the Britannia Hotel, which is on one of the main roads, and like it's probably the best bunny chow. But yeah,
bunny chow.
It will work you for a few days.
Can you remind me what bunny chow is again? So it sounds like it's got it doesn't have rabbits in it. Does it have rabbits in it?
No. Basically what it is, it's a hollowed out piece of bread. So if you imagine a loaf of bread that hasn't been sliced, so they cut it into quarters or into halves, they dig out the center piece, so you've got like a shell, and then they fill it full of curry, and then they put the bits that you took back out on top of it again. So it looks like a bit like a bunny. So the idea is that it was invented so that people who worked, Indian workers who worked out in the fields and stuff, it was like their little takeaway curry pot. So and then they would just break it apart and actually think. And no, it's delicious, absolutely delicious.
Interesting.
It's a national treasure.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's probably the thing that Durban is most well known for culinary.
We can actually do a tour of Durban.
Oh, now that makes sense. Zaleha said it's called mother-in-law curry paste because I saw on when he was out shopping, the supermarket shelf something mother-in-law sort of thing, right? And I was really curious what that meant. Zaleha, why does Zaleha know so much about South Africa? Now I'm really curious. Don't tell me your husband's from South Africa, Zaleha. She says that bunny chow is her favorite.
We got a big Malaysian population. We got a big Muslim population, so that might be it.
Now I feel really ignorant.
South Africa is complicated. I mean, a lot of people don't really know much about South Africa. It's one of those things that, we make headlines often for all the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reason.
Very, very diverse country. I mean, we have people from all over the world, and again, I suppose because we were on one of the main trade routes, people from across the world settled here, and we have lots of Portuguese. We've got a very
cool.
Nando's, like
Liam's
Nando's.
freezing up a little bit. Is it just me, or Liam's frozen up? Oh,
No,
okay,
I'm
you're
still
back.
here.
Cool. Okay, yeah. You froze up for a split
Telkom
second.
doesn't want you to be here, then.
I wanted to ask you, Liam, because I've noticed a couple of Malaysians in our global Malaysian network who actually are based in South Africa. Is that like a thing? Are there like a noticeable number of Malaysians who live there?
Increasingly, when I came here, there were very few of us.
Okay.
I think more and more are coming over. I now know a couple of Malaysians who have moved here over the last 10 years or so.
Sure.
But
and
it's
they've
not,
adjusted okay?
It's not that sorry?
They've adjusted okay? It's not like too much of a culture shock?
No, you know what? Life here is actually pretty easy. I mean, we've got a very good quality of life, and there's lots of things to do, and it's actually an easy place to live. If it's provided you don't read the newspapers or watch the news, it's fantastic.
Okay.
Most people who have moved here are very happy with the move.
Okay. Cool. Pearlie says the friendliest of her Muslim guests are from South Africa. There you go. And Rose wants to know how your rice is going, Liam. She says Liam, but I hope she means Liam, because my rice is currently doing its thing. I'm not touching it. It will click when it's done. But my rice, unfortunately, tends to overheat a bit, so I've got to be ready with my little paddle. The moment it clicks, I've got to switch it off and give it a bit of a stir. Otherwise, it tends to burn. All right. Okay. But no Malaysian household can do without an automatic rice cooker. Yeah, for sure. Although I have to go, every time I go back to Malaysia, I go to like the department store and kitchen section, and they have the most amazing rice cookers, and I just have rice cooker envy so badly. Do they use the same voltage over in South Africa? Do they have the same plugs and stuff, or? No. Yes. It's slightly different, but there are ways around these things. International adapters. Especially, sure. I thought you meant like dodgy, like rewiring things. Because South Africa, well, I wouldn't put it past you guys. No, don't. Andrew Wong wants to know, what's the tax situation like in South Africa? Oh, look, Andrew could be joining you guys there. The tax situation? That's a left field question. We have tax, that's what you're wondering. Unfortunately, only about 3% of the population actually pays tax, so that's a bit of a bugger. Yes, income tax anyway. So tax, we're relatively high taxed in this country for the amount of money you earn. But it's one of those things. But our tax revenue service used to be very good, but in the last 5 or 6 years, it's gone downhill, unfortunately. Sure. So I've got my chicken, which I'm going to start putting in a second. I'm just going to fry my chicken off slightly in the paste. Okay, sure. I'm just going to give it Liam Pearlie is saying that the burnt rice is the best bit. She likes it burnt. Oh wow, Paul! I can't believe Paul's actually ahead of you, Liam. Look, he's already got the chicken in the paste. Oh,
I don't know what to do, so I just put the chicken in the paste, and I'm adding the coconut.
Funny, I like burnt rice in some things. Like if I make clay pot chicken rice, I like it when it burns in that, and like in bibimbap and things, that's amazing. But just burnt rice as a thing on its own is not something that's brilliant.
It doesn't sound like
in fact, what I usually do is the bit at the bottom which burns slightly, I often keep for the next day to make fried rice with.
Nice.
Because then nobody knows. So.
Cool. Yeah. Paul, did you add turmeric to your spice paste, or Paul's got lots of turmeric? What am I talking about? Yeah, for sure.
That one's turmeric.
Yeah, it's got fresh turmeric.
I actually bought some fresh turmeric the other day, but I'm going to plant it. I'm not going to use it to cook with. Okay, so now,
look, guys, I found this one.
That's very fine looking turmeric. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this up a bit.
Paul, you should move your camera closer to your what? It's right now we can just see your
I
legs.
just need to clean up some ingredients.
As lovely as your chopping board is.
yeah. As lovely as your knees are, Paul.
I know, there's some good knees, right? Just hashtag genetics.
They're impressive.
Okay, so I'm going to add, I've toasted off some desiccated coconut.
Desiccated coconut, all right.
Yep, that's going in.
Okay, I saw
Also,
needs to go in now.
So these are my seasonings. So I've got, like I mentioned, a little bit of galangal, which I'm just going to throw in. I've got some salt, sugar, and some white pepper. And I've also I don't have any turmeric leaves at the moment. So I've actually sliced up some fresh Thai lime leaves.
I was going to say, what do I do with the lime leaves? And are these any good? Because I couldn't find kaffir or makut leaves.
They're the same thing. I would imagine they're the same thing. Just add, if they're dry, just add it to the sauce itself and let it impart its flavor that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I've got
local spice den.
My coconut milk.
My local spice den was out of like everything yesterday. Like I only have a few dried chilies that I had left from last time.
Did you have dried chilies in yours, Paul, or did you use fresh chilies?
Yeah. No, I got a couple left even for the sambal. But I have very few with them.
Since you're taking a weekend off hiking, you might as well go to Chinatown and stock up, Paul. I'm a little bit concerned about your lack of chicken powder.
I was just going to say, number one on the list. We all know what it's going to be.
Chicken powder.
Buy 2 bags this time to make you go through.
I was going to say, I am going to. I already organized it. I'm going to have Korean barbecue probably, and then go to Chinatown.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Yeah, I'm also going to add my tamarind juice as well.
Okay, nice.
Tamarind.
Sure.
A little bit of salt, probably a good idea.
Rose is asking whether you have Karissik, Liam.
Oh God, remind me what that is again.
It's like coconut paste, that brown coconut butter. Sometimes it's called coconut butter. Yeah.
No, unfortunately not.
No.
Our coconut is very much limited to basically tins of coconut, being the cream version, the milk version, and the reduced fat version, or we get desiccated coconut. That's pretty much it. That's all.
We also get coconut blossom sugar or something. Is that good for anything?
No, that would be like palm sugar, coconut blossom sugar.
Okay.
One variety of palm sugar.
I've never heard of that before. Wow. Okay.
So check your local discount. I'm going to check the recipe because I feel like I'm missing something here.
Okay. So I'm going to move this over so we can start with our.
They both look very similar, so that's a good sign.
Okay, so
wait till the plating happens. That's when everything changes and Liam gets like 10 times better.
See, Paul, it shows how superficial people are.
It's all about the plating. It does make a difference, though. Let's be honest. When you get that plate of food and it looks awesome, you just think, so good.
Yeah. On the plus side, though, at least you're able to eat your food right away, right? Because you don't you've given up on the whole plating thing. You just go for it. Mr. Liam is just watching while drooling because he wants to make it all pretty.
I'm just going to wash my thing a sec. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, cool. Zaleha is asking, are you adding Karissik? Apparently not, Zaleha. No Karissik in either of these guys, Rendang.
If you tip them over, we'll be more than willing.
Yeah, I know. Annie says it's looking good, Paul. There you go.
Thank you. Because all you can see is the food. You'll never see me.
Do you have another?
With my,
Paul, do you have something else to cook your sambal in, or are you going to be using the same wok?
No, I'll use another bowl thingamajig.
Okay.
I had another
one was mad.
Don't know what happened to it.
See?
I think I'm up to 5 at the moment. All have their very distinct purposes.
Hey, I'm planning on buying a lot more, you know.
Zaleha is a little bit. Zaleha is not letting go of the karissik issue. You can make karissik by toasting your desiccated coconut with some oil and pounding them into an oily paste. Malaysian rendang use karissik. Are you up for it?
That's easy. That's very easy. I actually do. I must say, sometimes I find the desiccated coconut a little bit too coarse. So sometimes what I do is after I toast it, I do actually grind it or blend it, just if you want that finer powder. I didn't know about frying it off and putting some oil in it to make a paste. Oh, that sounds delicious. We'll do that next time.
Yeah.
Now Zaleha, you've inspired Zaleha to make rendang today. There you go. This is going down.
She inspired us to make rendang. That's just cool.
Yeah, right. The irony.
I'm going to start blending for my sambal goreng at the moment. So again, what I've got here is I've got some more dried chilies. Again, you can use as many chilies as you like. Some people like it super fiery hot. Again, because I'm making this for myself, I'll do it. But ordinarily, I don't go too wild, and I get the color often from tomato paste or tomato puree, which I know is not normal, but we don't live in a normal situation here. So I've reserved half my onion from my rendang paste. I've got 5 cloves of garlic. Again, some more buah keras or macadamias. In here, I've got 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I've got a little bit of salt and about a tablespoon of sugar. And I've also got more.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've also got more tamarind paste. So just to.
Okay, sure. Cool.
Okay.
Zaleha says she'll let you go today. She cut you a little bit of slack, but don't do it again, do you? Karissik free rendang. All right.
Free pass this time.
I don't want to have my honorary Malaysian status being revoked, so I'll make sure we do it.
Sorry, I have a very indecisive dog that wants to be in and wants to be out. So,
how old is it?
You can't hear it right now, but they're actually outside my house, about a little way away, demolishing a bridge. So I woke up this morning to the sound of jackhammers at 6:20 in the morning. So if there's a sudden crashing noise, it's the bridge collapsing.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Are they replacing it or what's happening?
Yes. No, they actually just they built a new one which they opened yesterday, and now the old one's coming down. So.
Okay. Sure. Cool.
The things that happen in little villages.
Right. Yeah, I know. So quaint.
Sounds like an Arthur Dent situation.
Admittedly, the village was all very excited about traveling over the new bridge. It was a little bit too.
So all 25 people lined up to go use the bridge this morning.
We did. We drew lots. So you could go first.
Oh my.
So do you have like a village head the way we have in Malaysia or no?
No. But we have mayors and things like that. We do have a de facto village queen, but like the one lady you just don't mess with, but you smell very sweetly too. But no, generally not. I mean, in rural South Africa, yes, then traditional leaders are very much a thing. But in this sort of more westernized side of South Africa, not so much.
Right. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's blend this up.
Have you Paul, have you added the seasoning in your chicken rendang?
Yes.
Okay,
Leave
cool.
that bubbling away while I.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Liam's looks more creamy than yours, actually.
I think, I got more chicken. So.
Did you adjust the recipe for
So maybe
the amount of
the
chicken
handles
you're
in there.
using, Paul? Or okay,
The amount of chicken.
yours is
Yeah.
Cool.
I put the whole chicken in.
Rendang Negeri Sembilan, yay! Orang Negeri, yeah.
What are our viewing numbers looking like?
We've got 21 at the moment.
Oh, no.
Okay. Whilst I was doing my blending, my rice popped. So that's done. I'll just show you.
Okay.
Hang on.
Sure. How's your rice doing, Paul?
It's done.
Nice.
It's done.
Cool.
So all done.
Yeah.
Smelling delicious.
Cool. All right. Sure. That
Awesome.
looks good.
Okay.
I'm amazed you didn't burn it, Paul. I sound like I have so
Never
little
burnt
faith,
one.
don't I? I'm
Yeah.
terrible. It's called setting my expectations low. You see, that way I make sure that's how I live my life. Just having really low expectations of people.
It's sad but true.
Yeah, right.
Clearly, you've come across quite a few bad apples.
Yeah, that too. Liam's rendang is still in Kalio stage. Paul's has come up to rendang stage. That's from Zaleha.
Yeah.
Kalio.
Mine, I'm being a bit cautious.
So that means I'm winning.
So, it is. You're winning. It's all about the finish line, though, my friend. No. So the reason why I've actually got mine on quite low is because my cooker's quite small. So I've actually got it the rendang going on like the super burner. So I'm just trying to be quite cautious about not burning the bottom of it. But I'll kick it up a notch. Okay. So
the race is on.
Okay, so let's start with the sambal.
Did you work on your sambal already, Paul? Or okay?
I'm busy with it. Let me give you a guided tour of the sambal.
Okay, sure.
Damn it.
Yeah, sure. That's looking good.
A couple of things have got to go in. It's awkward having only one iPad and having to look at 3 recipes.
True.
Yeah.
All the more reason why you should come over here. Thanks to Lenovo. Hashtag Lenovo in, guys.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. The tomato paste doesn't go in the sambal, right?
No, you can add that later. Because the thing is that if you add the sugar, or not that you're going to use sugar, but if you add the sugar to tomato paste now, it has a propensity for burning. So rather fry off your paste first and then add that afterwards.
No balachan. Like I literally took the balachan down for no reason, guys. What are we doing here?
You could add it into if you like, I think.
You can. A bit of balachan, go for it.
I'm doing it. You can't stop me. And Chef Joe will be proud of me.
Yeah. Rose thinks your Nasi Lemak looks superb, guys. And Zaleha says, amazing, guys. 3 recipes in one live cooking, right? I know, they're ambitious. Liam Ghani, kill it.
I'm going balachan too. Because balachan, I don't ever need an excuse not to put balachan in anything. So
there you
let's go for it. Let's go crazy.
I'm a bad influence on Liam.
A good influence. Liam Taishu, yeah, is that a friend of yours? Taishu says Taishu.
Taishu, hi. Yes, from Singapore.
Okay, sure. They're saying, kill it. Okay, I'm biased. So who's for Camp Liam and who's for Camp Paul? Make it interesting.
All the MOMT better support me. I'll make sure your tech works.
Yeah. Or things might go mysteriously wrong in the next session.
Yes, I was going to say. Nothing wrong with a little bit of blackmail. It's fine.
You betcha. That's what makes South Africa run.
Yeah, true.
My rendang is bubbling away down there, as you can see.
How's that sambal look?
Good. Wow, that's quite watery, actually. I'm surprised.
I think a bit too much something.
Onion.
Watery.
Yeah,
I think that's too big a piece of onion.
Okay.
That's
it will just take a bit longer to fry off.
Yeah.
Even though my eyes are already watering.
Did you find a pan to cook it in yet, Paul? Or?
Yeah, I got this. I think it should.
Okay.
Should do the trick.
Okay, sure. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you could, if you want to, you could also do this in a frying pan as well. That's also not the end of the world. Because again, you are going to be adding liquid and stuff to it with the tamarind juice.
Sure.
I should have actually done it in a frying pan, not a heavy base.
Okay, my sambal starting to come together a bit. Too much something.
On a scale of 1 to something, there's too much something.
Okay. It's all smelling very delicious, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to add my tomato paste and my seasonings to this.
Cool.
Damn it, he's running away from me here.
Well, you did turn it into a race, so.
What's life without a bit of competitiveness?
Like managing 2 woks at the same time. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a fry for a while. Not too long, just a minute or so. Just to get the sugar from the salt in.
I must say, the rendang does smell right.
It smells good, did you say? You just walked
a
little bit.
The rendang smells great.
Cool. There you go.
Okay, I'm just going to add the tamarind juice bit by bit and let it absorb. Again, we don't want it too wet necessarily.
Sure.
How much liquid must go with the tamarind?
Half an onion. It's quite not a lot of paste, so I think that's about.
How much liquid must go with the tamarind?
About half a cup of water, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It all comes down to the viscosity of your paste. So if your paste is actually quite thick, which yours isn't, if yours is quite watery, you don't want to add too much in. But you really want like a nice pouring kind of sauce that you can see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Annie Thompson says, "Show us your sambal, Paul."
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to not both.
Oh my god! Oh, that's looking good. Roshini says, "Taste it." Yeah, that's actually not a lot of sambal, Paul. That's actually yeah.
I realized I didn't make a lot.
I bet you're gonna make some more tomorrow morning.
probably. You know.
The big
Paul has
question
this
is, are you
compulsion
good-
to.
is this tomorrow morning's breakfast? That's the big question. Because,
Yeah, it is a
Nasi Lemak
breakfast thing, right?
is-
Yeah. Paul has this
I think you're
compulsion to
right.
attempt the same dish over and over again till he gets it right.
Yeah.
Like the crispy
good,
crispy beef from last week, he did it like 3-4 times, didn't you, Paul?
Yeah, 4 times.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of
In
good-
sequence. Yeah, it's not 4 times spread over a week. It's 4 consecutive times.
Meals, 4 consecutive meals, all crispy beef.
I must say, I've always, funny enough, I know a lot of people associate Nasi Lemak with breakfast, but for me, it's actually, I always think, whenever I think of it, I always think of, I used to go to Penang Free School for a while, which is a local Malaysian school, Penang. And at break time, they always, the ladies would come and sell their stuff, and they always had like little bunkuses of Nasi Lemak, like 50 cents Nasi Lemak. That to me is Nasi Lemak. I mean, very simple, just sambal, egg or whatever on it, but just so good.
Right. Yeah. I used to buy like several packs.
Oh yeah, and one. Who buys one?
Right, I know.
There's choice.
Yeah, that's true. Taishu says, I'm so hangry now. Yeah, we all are. My tummy's rumbling from all this food.
Okay. My rendang starting to quicken up a bit now.
Cool.
The worst,
I'm just
the worst
waiting
of
for
all is
the oil to start separating a bit.
on our new schedule, like I cook this like 2 hours from breakfast. So like I'm never hangry by the time we're doing the program nowadays.
I'm starving, just so you know. I'm absolutely starving.
What did you have for breakfast?
Oh,
Everybody
what I have
wins.
every day.
Yeah.
I'm very boring with breakfast. I basically have like Asian scrambled eggs with toast. Basically, that's what I eat. Because I'm not the most aware person in the morning, so throwing eggs in a pan with soy sauce is about the most I can cope with. So.
At least you're not having like cereal or something like that. That would be so lame.
No. That pained me so much when I left Malaysia. I'm like, why? This is not food. A Weetabix is not normal food. I'm sorry.
Don't you reckon? I know. Whoever thought of it must have done it as a joke or something like that. It's punishment.
Cereal.
It's like cardboard. Let's shred it and call it Weetabix, you know. Zaleha says, oh, that looks good, Paul, and oil separating nicely. There you go, Paul.
Thank
From
you.
the rendang lady herself.
Yeah.
Zaleha says that was called Nasi Lemak Lima Kupang. Really? Lima Kupang.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the story behind cereals?
Tell us.
No, what is it?
Know.
Yeah, so basically, there's this
Someone
concept.
accidentally.
No, it's worse, guys. So basically, what happened is, there's this concept called a Protestant ethic, which basically means that when the Quakers and all of them moved to America, they had very studious beliefs by we need to be reserved, and you're only going to get chosen to go to heaven if you behave in a certain way. So obviously,
the anthropologist coming out in Paul.
Yeah, and people were very much sexual in their nature. So Kellogg and a guy called I can't remember Graham's first name, but from Graham Crackers, created these dishes, Graham Crackers and Kellogg's cornflakes, so that it would curb people's sexual desires.
Oh, okay. So that's why Weetabix is just like a brick of nasty. Because after that, you just be like, no, honey, it's fine. I've got a Weetabix in my stomach.
So yeah.
Oh, my eyes started to separate. Yay! Come see.
Okay, let's have a look. Nice. Oh, like it's happening. Yeah.
Oh, it's always a thing of beauty when this happens.
Your rendang is a lot thicker than Paul's, actually.
Which I'm surprised by, actually, because I think he used coconut cream.
Did you use cream? Okay, there you go. No, it looks good, Paul. Hey, Michelle Camilleri, I'm a bit late. Sorry, I agree. From a true blue Aussie, wheat bigs are revolting. Thanks for the insight, Paul. There you go. That's your,
The
lesson
sambal
for the
needs to
day.
cook down.
Cool. So you heard that Paul works as a digital strategist, but before that whole digital strategy online stuff, he actually was an academic over at he was headed towards a career in academia. He's an anthropologist from the
Which
University
is the coolest
of
job
Pretoria.
ever. Anthropology is fascinating. I would say I was so impressed when I found that out.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Like, I mean, the things that I studied, I enjoyed, and I got to travel overseas twice. Although, like, my master's program, I didn't enjoy it too much. The stuff that we did was really interesting. Like, I still have the books. You guys still there?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You just
broke up a second.
For a split second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my rendang's virtually finished, I think. I've got
Cool.
to, so it's got to the stage now, which is always how you know with these things, I suppose, is that the bubbles are starting to form and I'm getting little craters of oil
Cool.
coming up. And then again, I suppose this is where you've got to be most cautious that you don't, as it thickens up, you don't want to burn.
We did not think about the boiled egg.
So he forgot the boiled egg. That's all right, Paul.
Told you guys I was rushing. Hey,
Did you do it?
Yes, of course.
damn
Of
it.
course, Liam.
Okay, so these are my condiments. So basic
Nice.
cucumber, again, boiled egg, and some peanuts.
You've even peeled it beautifully.
Yes. So I know, actually peeling eggs is one of the most stressful things ever, I've decided. Because I mean, like if you're making ramen or something where the egg's got to be beautiful, karma just kills that egg. So I usually make 3 or 4. If I want one egg, I'll make 4 eggs. And
Oh my goodness.
and it's the most nerve-wracking thing.
I'm just hoping that the one turns out.
If you guys haven't picked it up, Liam's a little bit of a perfectionist.
And Paul's good enough with good
Just a
enough.
little bit.
Just
It's not a problem. Much.
My therapist says it's not a problem.
I think you can skip the egg, Paul. You've already eaten 5 eggs for the day. You know, Paul has 5 eggs for breakfast every morning.
My goodness.
And that's just the egg part of it. You're forgetting the vegetables and possibly some of the protein.
It's a growing boy.
Yes. No, he can't grow anymore. Stop growing.
You want a bit?
At 6'4", I think we can stop.
Hey, I
So
put on
is there
4 kgs in my... Yeah.
Liam, is there a special technique to your cucumber slices? Do you score them or anything like that, or?
I do sometimes. I do like to take a little bit of the skin off, so we end up with something along those lines. It's just a bit prettier, and again, it eliminates any bitterness if there happens to be any. But our cucumbers are standard English cucumbers, so they tend not to be too bitter. Other thing you can do as well, obviously, is also cut it on a bias as well, which will give you a nice oval shape. But I sometimes use a little zester to run down the side. Again, if you do that, it's quite nice because it actually helps the sauce adhere to the actual cucumber as well.
Nice. Sure.
I was going to, but I was scared I was going to be called a perfectionist again, so I didn't.
I was going to say, teasing here is the fun part. Like, the fact that we tease each other makes it a good program.
Exactly.
Okay, and sugar, hard-boiled egg.
I was about to imagine if you dropped it. That'd be funny.
There wasn't none of it. For once, my reflexes were quite good.
What am I supposed to be doing with the cucumber? I wasn't paying
Slice it.
Just slicing it, quite not too
Okay.
thinly. You want it sort of about the size, sorry, very British, of a pound coin kind of thing.
I'm taking a guess a pound coin's about that big.
Yes.
It's been a while
Yeah.
since I held one.
Yeah. You don't want it too thin, because it's not really going to hold up. Oh, rendang's looking delicious. Hang on, let me show you. So that's
Did
all
you guys
done.
put any sugar in the rendang? Just out of curiosity, I forgot.
I did. I put
Okay.
in about a tablespoon of
Okay,
sugar.
sure. How about you, Paul?
Sugar in the rendang.
Uh-huh.
You know the answer to that
Xylitol.
question. You know I did not put any.
Did you put
Xylitol.
xylitol?
You
put
Did you put
xylitol?
xylitol in it?
Nope. I didn't put any sweetener, nothing. Just gonna hope for the best.
Paul is
Don't
anti-sugar, for
ostracize.
those who are wondering.
Yeah.
Xylitol apparently is okay, but sugar, no.
No, yeah. You know, the man likes to pick his chemicals.
Yeah, he does.
Can I say, chemicals do the job?
And the
Okay,
funniest thing, Liam, is that he'll go to a Thai restaurant and order all the stuff, and he'll go to me, oh, but it's sugar-free. And I'll say, like, tell me what the dish name is. And I'll be, no, it's not sugar-free.
No,
Yeah.
I'm afraid
What-
Asian food, generally speaking, is never sugar-free.
Yeah, in particular, Thai Asian, right?
Yeah.
Everything's got
Although,
palm sugar.
do you not like to have like palm sugar either? Is that also no? Or is that okay?
He doesn't.
Humid's a no-no. Because it's
okay.
sugar, right? At the end of the day, it's a sugar.
Yeah.
So long as it
Then
has calories, I won't.
you officially have had your last Thai meal then, because
Am I right? Am I
you're
right?
kidding yourself.
I feel like, yeah, you guys keep this up, I'm going to just have to go on to sugar.
Zaleha thinks your food looks really sedap, Liam.
Hey, thank you. I'm sure it is going to be. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, no, Rose, there is no Malaysian restaurant near me.
Yeah, he wishes.
We all wish. I'm afraid. I'm gonna
these
start
days,
thinking
Liam and
now.
Oh, wow.
One of these days, Liam and I are going to start our own Malaysian restaurant here.
Yeah, you're unchained. And you're going to call it?
Liam's Muddled Pantry. I don't know.
The Muddled Malaysian Pantry.
You call it This Is Not Your Nando's.
Okay, right.
I'm going to call it
Sambal
500
on this.
degrees.
Oh, it looks so tasty.
Okay, so probably put some rice down.
How's your sambal going up, Paul? Is it still
It's going.
It's still going?
Oh, actually, I thought I turned it off, but I guess not.
Okay.
It hasn't burnt. So that's a good sign.
The positive.
Did you add anything else in it already?
Yeah,
Cool.
basically good to go.
Annie says your rendang looks nice, Liam.
Thank you. It smells amazing.
You know, I'm going to use that as an innuendo one of these
Sorry,
days.
I have a question. Zaleha, if you're still there, tell the truth now. After your whole MasterChef scenario, did you try it with crispy chicken? That's the question. Because a little part of you must have been like, oh, let's just try it and see. Come on, tell us.
Our MOMC chef Johari Edros, in fact, did make a crispy chicken rendang, and he had Zaleha over at his restaurant in Kuala Lumpur. That was so cool. And yeah, and he made crispy chicken rendang for her.
Did she know he was going to do that?
I don't know if she did. I know.
Surprise!
I know it
It's
sounds
crispy.
ridiculous, but I have had the inkling. You know, you get KFC Zinger wings. I've always wanted to put Zinger wings in rendang sauce and cook it up.
Yeah.
Just to see. You never know. I don't think it's going to catch on. But
Hey, don't know who you try.
Okay.
And if you're watching this, guys, and you don't know it, Zaleha Olpin actually has a cookbook out. It's called My Rendang Isn't Crispy. All right, so go and look it up. Yeah, Zaleha says, no, I have not, Liam, but Chef Joe did make crispy rendang with me at his restaurant. So they were in it together. That was cool.
Okay.
Okay,
Ready?
how should we go about plating?
Oh, why? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Now he's going to suffer and not be able to eat it because it's too pretty.
I know.
Until he's taken
prettiness of it.
Look at that. Oh, my God.
The phone.
Paul, go and match that, please.
I'm trying to.
Don't let me down now. No pressure. Is your egg still boiling?
I'll never lose to a Capetonian.
You what? Lose to
Capetonian.
You know, we're all flash down here.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So I've heard.
Yeah, we're all about that substance life.
Zaleha said no, she didn't know that Chef Joe was going to do that. So there you go. It was a surprise.
Okay. I hope you're still friends.
Oh my God, I am hungry. Yeah, they are. Surprisingly, I know.
So, Paul, are you actually boiling an egg then, or you?
No, I gave up on the idea.
And he says that's really beautiful.
Paul, are you talking about my nasi lemak or Paul's nasi lemak?
Paul's legs.
Oh, is that thing still pointing down? Oops.
Yes, you dog. Okay, cool. Oh, look, it's coming along. Did you mold your rice in a rice bowl, by the way, Paul?
No, I molded it with my hands.
Oh.
Okay, here's the one. I'm still plating.
Okay, cool. Looking good. Looking good.
I was very chuffed. I actually found a banana tree outside in our communal gardens yesterday. So this morning I went out and snipped a little bit of a leaf off.
I was about to ask where you got it from. Very cool.
Weirdly enough, in this village, there's a lot of banana trees. They're very tatty because of the wind, but they actually grow. I mean, I've seen people with actual banana flowers and stuff, and yeah, so it's amazing.
Do they eat it, or?
What to do with the banana flower. No, I don't think they have any idea. I may sort of go and ask them, just throwing it away. Just give it to me instead.
Yeah, you should. Very cool.
That's the one positive about Joburg is we're less windy. We're still very windy, but we're less windy.
Yeah, no. Where I live at the moment, Cape Town's bad enough. Here, it's just a wind tunnel. It's insane how windy it is.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. But on the plus side, we get nice fresh air, so that's good.
Yeah, you can't worry about it being stuffy.
Oh, you did mean mine. Thank you, Annie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to steal Paul's thunder or anything.
Did you boil the egg already, Paul? Or?
No, I just gave up on it because you said I didn't like to be able to.
I was joking because I was making fun of the fact that you eat 5 eggs for breakfast.
Oh, jeez. Now I'm eggless, guys. Thanks a lot.
Hey.
Oh, wow, that looks beautiful. That looks really good.
Yeah. And extra chili, no less as well.
Yeah. And peanuts and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you can fry an egg too if you want, right? Because in Malaysia, sometimes you can have
a nice crispy fried egg with it would be yummy. And just make sure it's just a little bit runny. A little runny.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's the thing is you need a runny egg. So wait, in terms of peanut plating, is it something you put on the side or is it something you sprinkle over?
You put it on the side usually, like.
Side, okay.
Michelle says banana flowers are a major pain to use. Just saying, we grow them here, but a lot of work to make a banana flower salad. Yeah, you have to boil it or something, right?
Yeah, I believe it is. It's a real bugger to use, but I have the time. Depending on how much you want
It's a
something.
village life for you.
That's-
Nice.
Oh,
Cool.
peanuts. Oh, yes, the peanuts.
Peanuts look. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
roasted these myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hold up your plate again, Paul. People want to see it.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm coming back.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Cool.
Amazing. That looks awesome.
Very
That
nice.
looks
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. Look, wow. What's that green stuff
Yeah.
next to the peanuts, Paul?
Oh, that's a lime leaf that was cooked, so I thought it'd look
Oh,
cool on the
okay.
side.
Okay, cool,
Oh,
cool. Right, right.
garnish.
Aw.
Love it.
That's amazing. Okay, now try it while Liam suffers in silence.
Oh, you
not
have
gonna-
no idea
gonna eat-
right now.
I'm not going to eat from the nice plate because I want to take a photo, but
Okay, sure. Make sure you point the camera away from the light source, though, Paul.
I'm
Actually, that's what I should do. Why don't I have like a chef's plate? Darn it.
Yeah,
That's what-
I
what I've
know.
been doing.
I've always wondered
That's
that.
what I've been doing for like. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I've been doing for like the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know why you never thought of that. I didn't want to say
No,
it.
it never occurred to me once.
I wasn't gonna say it because I had a way to sneak food past while he was looking all awkward.
Hang on, I'm going to remedy that right now. Hang on. Chef Paul. Let's do
Okay,
it.
cool.
What's your partner's name again?
Mine, Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, make it and leave it for Brian.
Okay, let's have some cucumber.
Okay. First, let me know if you can see me because I don't want to be eating off camera.
Okay. Yes,
How's
we
that?
can. Yeah.
I'm squatting
So
to eat this. That better be worth it.
Mm,
Okay, well, let's first start with the sambal.
mm, mm.
That sambal is really good.
Yum, yum.
But now, let's see, Zaleha. Yeah, if we lived up to your expectations. And a little bit of peanut. Smells amazing.
And he says, thank you guys for the lovely fun cooking. You both are awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I don't normally eat in these
Rendang
things.
was just as good
I
as-
can see the appeal of it.
I would never look back. To think all these weeks have been like holding out and never dawned on him to have like a little bit on the side.
Hey, we
I'm all about
we
you
played
guys.
you, Liam.
Mm.
Wow, that looks really good, guys. That looks amazing. That's probably like the best looking dish you guys have whipped up so far. In all honesty.
Well, I don't know. The laksa that Liam made looked really good.
Oh, the
Oh, I don't
laksa was
remember.
pretty. It was very pretty.
Okay.
I have to say. It surprised me as well, quite frankly.
What do you think, Paul?
On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe an 8, 8.5. I
Okay.
can see why this is a national dish.
Cool. How does the rice taste? Does it taste coconutty or? Cool. Okay.
The rice is really great. I made coconut rice before though, so like
Oh, have you?
I know that just but I mean not the same. So this is definitely better than what I did before.
Okay.
The
Well,
thing
there you
about
go.
this too is that once you got all the basics going, you can actually cook a lot of stuff with it. I mean, obviously beef rendang is a big thing. A nice spicy fried chicken is another, and or you just have it with the sambal and your trimmings. That's also awesome. Nice tamarind prawns. Oh,
That's right. Yeah, that'll go really well with it.
but I mean, once you've got the components going, you just you can add to it and
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. We might wrap it up before my kid comes home. He's coming home any second. But this has been amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget that my next session is on Friday. Part of Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, we have Chef Norman Musa. He's going to be cooking live from the Netherlands for a special event. That's it's going to be special, and I will be hosting him. All right. So thank you so much, guys, everyone, for tuning in. And this is always great fun, guys. We will find out soon enough what these two fellas have planned for next week's session. So make sure you keep your eyes out. I know, how do you top this? All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Ordering KFC.
Well done, Paul. You did amazingly well. Well done.
Yeah,
thank you.
I know, right? And thank you, Zaleha, for being such a good sport for jumping on. All right. See you all. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.